So, what really happens when the carefully constructed world of a narcissist just shatters? Today, we are diving deep into that intense psychological breakdown known as a narcissistic collapse. We tend to picture narcissists as these unshakable, supremely confident people. But what if I told you all that confidence is basically a house of cards? Yeah, their self-esteem is incredibly fragile, and it can all come crashing down in a spectacular way. Okay, so to really get what happens when that mask shatters, we first have to understand what it's hiding in the first place. Let's peel back those layers.
This right here, this is their Achilles heel, the fear of being exposed. Their entire sense of self-worth is dangerously dependent on keeping up this flawless public image. So when that gets threatened, everything is threatened.
Now, most of us can spot the loud, grandiose type a mile away, right? But it is so crucial to know about the other kind, the quieter, covert narcissist. They might seem humble, maybe even a little anxious, but underneath it all, they are built on that exact same fragile foundation. And that foundation is held up by something called narcissistic supply. You can think of it like psychological oxygen for them. It's that constant stream of attention and admiration they absolutely need from other people. Without it, their self-image literally begins to suffocate. So when that supply line gets cut off, that's when we see the collapse. And let's be super clear here. This isn't just a bad mood or a rough patch. Nope, it's the complete catastrophic failure of the psychological fortress they have spent their entire life building. So what kind of things can push a narcissist right to the breaking point? Well, it's usually a major life event that makes their fantasy world impossible to keep up. I mean, think about it. Getting fired, being publicly called out for a lie, or losing that one person who gave them constant validation. From the outside, a narcissistic collapse can look like just random chaos, but it's not. It's actually a pretty predictable psychological breakdown that unfolds over 3 very distinct stages. Okay, stage 1. This kicks off right after the trigger hits. It can last anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, and honestly, it is often the most volatile and dangerous period of the whole thing. During this initial shock, all their usual charm and confidence, it completely evaporates. What's left is just raw desperation as their brain genuinely struggles to process what just happened to them. And this is where you'll see the most extreme behaviors. They can swing wildly from total denial to just explosive rage, all while desperately trying to snatch back control through any means necessary: manipulation, threats, even harassment. Now, after that initial explosion in stage 1, they don't get better. They enter stage 2, a long, unpredictable period of really deep instability. This deep descent can last for months as their psychological defenses just crumble away. In this stage, the person enters a state of what psychologists call decompensation. Basically, their whole sense of self is shattered. This leads to a fragmented personality, a deepening depression, and these exhausting cycles of crisis, followed by a fake recovery over and over again. And this stage comes with a heightened risk that you just cannot ignore. While threats of self-harm can sometimes be manipulative, the research is crystal clear. When someone with narcissistic traits attempts suicide, it is often more premeditated and more lethal. Every single threat has to be taken seriously. So if they make it through that deep descent, they enter the final stage, the aftermath. This is where they try to piece their identity back together. But recovery can look very different from person to person, and it can take a year or even more. So, as the dust settles, there are really 3 potential paths out of the collapse. And it's so critical to understand that only one of them leads to anything that even resembles genuine change. So check this out. The most common outcome here isn't healing. It's something called grandiose reconstruction. They basically learn from their collapse and rebuild their false self to be even more effective, a more sophisticated, manipulative machine, often powered by a brand new story where they are the ultimate victim. Actual, genuine change? It's possible, but it is incredibly rare. Okay, so understanding these stages is one thing, but what if you are in the orbit of someone going through this? The most crucial question becomes, how do you protect yourself? The goal is not to fix them. I'm going to say that again. Your goal is not to fix them. It's to use this knowledge to navigate the situation and, above all, keep yourself safe. So here are 4 absolutely critical steps for your safety. First, recognize the patterns so you don't get sucked into the chaos. Second, set and enforce firm, non-negotiable boundaries. Third, document everything, and I mean everything. It's for your protection. And finally, and this is probably the most important, prioritize your own physical and mental health. And please, remember, you are not alone in this. There are professional resources out there, from hotlines to specialized therapists and support communities that are ready to provide guidance and support. And that's really the question that lingers, isn't it? Is what you're seeing true recovery? Or is it just a better built mask? Understanding that difference isn't just academic knowledge. For so many people, it's the absolute key to survival.